Hi everyone, I'm Mike Jensen. I'm a science programs developer here at the Manitoba Museum, and right now we're at the entrance to one of our galleries. It's a gallery dedicated to a replica of a 17th century fur trading vessel called the Nonsuch. And behind me here is a map showing some of the Nonsuch's voyages. You can see came all the way over from Europe, traveled across the North Atlantic, and went into the Hudson Strait and into Hudson Bay, into what eventually would be the coasts of Manitoba and Ontario. And if you've been following the itinerary for our 2016 expedition, you can actually see that our itinerary, our path, will actually cross that of the Nonsuch's path from hundreds of years ago. And I think it's really exciting to think that our expedition will take us to some of the places that some of the Nonsuch sailors would have seen in their travels. So why don't we go check out the Nonsuch, and I'll tell you a little bit more about how I became involved with Students on Ice. So I first became involved with Students on Ice back in 2009. I was one of 5 educators from museums all across Canada chosen to go on the 2009 Arctic expedition. And at that point I was hooked, and every summer since then I've been going on each and every Arctic expedition. So this is actually my 8th Arctic expedition, but I treat each and every one of them like it's my very first time. I can't tell you about that thrill of stepping into the unknown when you first come on board our floating classroom. I kind of imagine it's kind of what the Nonsuch sailors were feeling as they stepped on board their ship, as they headed off into the unknown. It must have been very exciting for them, as it will be for us. So beyond the thrill of stepping on board for the very first time, I'm really looking forward to the dynamics that come when you get together with 100 crazy, passionate, excited high school and university students. You mix them together with a little bit of the personality and experience of the over 70 educators and scientists, historians, artists, Indigenous leaders. You put them all together on the ship. We start to visit some of the most beautiful and memorable locations in the world, and that to me is what makes the experience unforgettable. So my role on expedition will be working with the core SOI team, doing things like logistics and day-to-day activities that may not sound too exciting to you. Things like greeting airport arrivals, zodiac loadings, curfews. Those really may sound boring, but I love it. And as far as I'm concerned, it's those kind of things that make the expedition run smoothly, safely, efficiently. And that way the really cool stuff that happens can happen so easily for everybody, and everybody can have such a great time. So it's those kind of things that I'll be doing to make your expedition an unforgettable one. But I'm also hoping to run a few hands-on activities as well. I'm an educator after all, and I'd really love to do that. I've got a few activities that have been tried and tested here at the Manitoba Museum that I'm eager to try out for some of you on board the ship. So I'll tell you more about them when we're on expedition. So as you're on expedition, you're going to find that all your interests are getting pulled in so many different directions. It can get overwhelming at times. So my advice to you is this: don't be afraid to explore. Now, I don't just mean exploring like the brave voyagers on board the Nonsuch would have been doing, but explore things that are outside your comfort zone. Things like participating in a workshop, doing an activity that you never would have imagined doing back home. Or talk to someone from a different walk of life than you ever could have imagined. Even trying a different type of food than you would have done at home. All those kind of things will make your experiences memorable. Remember, it's not just about exploring the Arctic, it's about exploring yourself. And it's those kind of explorations that will make this expedition an unforgettable one for you. So we'll see you in a few days. Safe travels and clear skies.